Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, and this week, Mrs. Steiner is going to be talking to you about math. We are going to continue talking about measurement. I know Mrs. Donor taught you all about measuring last week, and we're going to learn a few more things about it this week. First thing we're going to do today, and for this activity, is just going to be reviewing the things that you learned last week for measuring. We talked about different ways that we can measure. We talked about different reasons that you might measure something. So we talked about possibly needing to know how long something is. And you can use a regular tool like a tape measure to see how long something is. You can measure it by inches, you can measure it by centimeters, you can measure it by feet. Or you guys last week used some non-standard measuring tools to measure things. Some of you used crayons, some of you used Post-it notes. In one activity, you used pennies to tell how long things were. Another thing that we have to measure sometimes is our temperature. If your body isn't feeling well or you might be getting sick, sometimes your grown-ups will use a thermometer. You put it in your mouth, and that's a way to measure the temperature of your body. It gives your parents or your doctors information about whether or not you're feeling well or if you're good and healthy. Another way that a lot of us measure is when we are cooking. Sometimes we help our grown-ups with cooking, and we follow something called a recipe. In a recipe, sometimes it will tell you to use 1 cup of something. These are measuring cups. They come in different sizes. These are all different ways that we can measure items when we are cooking. You see, these ones look a little smaller than these ones. If we have to measure a big size, we use this. And if we have to measure a small size, we would use a smaller one. We can also use a measuring spoon when we're cooking, and that gives us different ways to put things into our recipes and use them for ingredients. So we talked a lot last week about measuring, and like I said, today's just going to be a little review of that measuring. We are going to measure ourselves. So there's a couple of ways that you can do this. If it's a sunny day, the day I'm making this video is rainy, so I can't go outside to show you, but if it's a sunny day, you could go outside, lay on your sidewalk, and have a grown-up or a brother and sister or sister help you. You're gonna lay flat, nice and straight. Put a little line at the top of where your head is and at the bottom where your feet are. Then you're going to pick a non-standard tool to measure how tall your body is. Or Emma is going to help me today. You guys can say hi to her.
Hi, everybody.
Emma's going to help me show a way that you could measure inside of your house. So she's going to stand up straight and tall. And Mrs. Steinert's going to go. She has her feet flat on the floor, and she has her heels pushed back just against the wall, just like when you go to the doctors and they measure how tall you are. Mrs. Steinert's going to put her hand right at the top where Emma is. Okay, you can. And then, since we're using a non-standard tool to measure,
Today I'm going to use a shoe.
Emma's going to start at the bottom, and we're going to count it.
1 shoe.
Go ahead. Hold on.
2 shoes. 3 shoes. 4 shoes. And a half a shoe.
So Emma is 4.5 shoes tall. You can find a fun way to measure yourself on the wall or on the floor of your house. And if it's nice and sunny out today and you have some chalk at home, you can go ahead outside and measure yourself that way. Don't forget to send a post to your teachers about how tall you are and what non-standard tool you used to measure. Have a great day, everyone.
Have fun measuring.
Bye.